Business editor Richard Southern joins us from his home office. Once again, hi, Richard.
Hey, Janella, how are you?
Not too bad. Happy Tuesday. I had to think about what day of the week it was.
Tuesday, yeah. Things are going all right, Janella.
All right. Well, Richard, some Canadian farmers are really starting to feel the pinch of this pandemic.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's one of the real unfortunate side effects we've seen here in recent days in Ontario is that dairy farmers have been literally pouring fresh milk right down the drain.
Wow.
I know, it's sad to see. It's not that you and I are buying less of it from the grocery stores now, not at all. It really has to do with big industry. It has to do with schools not being open. They buy milk. Restaurants, of course, have been closed. And then you got the likes of Tim Hortons that, buys a ton of milk and cream. They're selling probably less coffee right now. So all that combined means there's just too much milk out there, and they got to throw it down the drain. The dairy farmers of Ontario say they only do this when it's absolutely necessary. It's very rare. They do point out, though, that there's no risk of any milk or cream shortages at the grocery store. Okay. Meantime, farmers across Ontario and the rest of Canada, they are facing perhaps crop losses because of foreign worker delays. You see, mandatory quarantines of seasonal workers means they might not get to Canada fast enough. Here in Ontario, the asparagus crop is going to come in the next couple of weeks, and asparagus farmers say unless they can get foreign workers here by mid-April, they might not be able to harvest a lot of that asparagus crop when it comes in May. Same story with the fruit farmers. They're worried about not harvesting as much fruit. And Janella, that could have the side effect of pushing prices up as well. So farmers, they're starting to hurt here amid this.
Wow. All right. So we've heard the stories about the passengers on stranded cruise ships in the recent weeks. I mean, it doesn't look like anybody really wants to be taking a cruise anytime soon. But one cruise company is actually receiving a major boost today financially.
Carnival Cruise Lines. Stock went way up today. It was up more than 20% at one point, closed higher by about 11%. After Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund said it bought an 8.2 stake in the company, 8.2% stake in the company. They bought 43.5 million shares. Wow. So obviously, they're not trying to lose money, the sovereign wealth fund. They're thinking the cruise industry is going to bounce back. Not everyone agrees with that. As you say, the stories have not been good. Some of the boats have literally become their own COVID-19 epidemics. I guess, Janella, there's two schools of thought in here. Someone reached out to me on Twitter today. I was doing this story on 680, and they said, listen, most of the business on cruise lines is repeat business. And those of us that love going on cruises can't wait for the prices to be cheap when the cruise lines start up again. So maybe they will see an uptick in business, or maybe the bad press might decimate them. Who knows? But at least the Sovereign Wealth Fund is betting on a rebound.
Yeah, I guess they figured buy low, right?
And it's certainly low. The stock's down 80% on the year, so it's low for sure.
Yeah, and I think you're right. There's kind of two camps when it comes to cruise ships. There's the people like me who before this wanted nothing to do with the cruise ships, and I think this is exactly the reason why. Just feeling the idea that you're kind of trapped on a boat and you can't get off. But other people who swear by it, they go on cruises multiple times.
They love it, and everyone loves a
friendly.
deal, and you're going to see some crazy deals when this is all over with.
Yeah, I think people are also starting to think about travel and flights and all that stuff, maybe for December and on, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we saw some significant gains on the market yesterday, and did that momentum continue today?
It looks like it was going to. We had big gains early in the session, but when that closing bell rang on Wall Street, the Dow had given up its 900-point gain to close down 26 points. We saw very modest losses on Wall Street. The Dow, or the TSX rather, managed just a 21-point gain. So market's still very volatile. You see a big gain 1 minute and then a big loss the next. Experts and economists, they'll tell you, there's a painful recession coming. So markets can't ignore that, even though we have seen quite a rebound here in recent days. The TSX is up 23% from its lows of just a couple of weeks ago. But kind of a soft day today, Janella.
Okay, Richard, and we've got more to chat about next hour as well.
You and I are back just a little bit after 6:30 looking at some fun things. The Easter Bunny getting the official treatment at Queen's Park today, a robot graduation in Japan, and a pair of pandas finally got the privacy they were after. That and more just after 6:30.
Awesome. Can't wait, Richard. We'll see you then.
Thanks.